Hey everyone, this is Hex-Files. I'm Josh.
And I'm Tamara.
And what you're about to hear is our super serious,
very formal
conversation about the Nightcrawlers, Fresno Nightcrawlers, with Nightgeists Podcast. But before we get started, we do want to read our patron shout-outs. So in our Haints tier, we have Corey and Lane of New World Witchery, Joanne, Melissa D, Chris of Pagan Ironworks, Ashley C, Amanda F, Mary, Allison, Aura, Shannon, Alex, Ashley, M, Lilith, Liz, Amanda of Bellfire Apothecary, Salvo Sea Witch, Cryptid Baddie, Lorraine, Nightgeist Podcast, that sounds familiar, and then Jason and Melanie of Spooky Charlotte.
Did they pay to be on our show? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
No.
It's a pity patron pay.
Not even close. And in the Poltergeist here, we have Rachel the Pickety Witch, Temple, Luna, Heather, Avael, Jessica, Tiffany, Stephen, Zach, the Church Grim, Stephanie, Emily, Jen, Nessie, Wednesday, Mina, Ashley of Cryptid Coven Creations, and Katrina of Resilience, Wellness, and Therapy.
Resistance.
Katrina of the Resistance.
And then our special secret tier, the Phalian, we have Brett Manning of Brett Manning Art, which we always say Brett Manning like everybody knows Brett Manning, but you should. So,
yeah.
But if you're listening to this episode and you wonder why we randomly mention robots and Dolly Parton, that's because there's like 20 minutes of us on a tangent about medieval times. What did you say it was?
Robot restaurant.
In Japan?
In Tokyo.
Dollywood. The robots have sex with people.
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach, yeah. So if you want to hear that, it was so sad to take it out, but it really was a tangent. But the public's loss is the patron's gain, and you can hear that like a week after this releases. So if you haven't checked out our Patreon, that is like patreon.com/cursed Hex-Files podcast. So do that. Go support us and our fuckery. All right, so enjoy the super professional Nightcrawlers episode.
Watch out, Barbara Walters.
Who?
So
we've gathered here today. So I was like trying to pick a topic because we had talked about having you on. Oh, this is Hex-Files. I'm Josh. This is Tamara. And got a little hand. And we have some guests from from not far from Fresca, which we're doing the Fresno Nightcrawlers. We're gonna mention those because Tamara called them the Fresca, and then we're calling them the Fresca Nightcrawlers.
I actually really like that name better.
Yeah,
Fresca's a soda, right?
Yes.
I've never had it.
A delicious grapefruit soda.
Yeah, they're good.
I don't drink soda. I didn't have one until I was like 21, ever.
Ma'am, what?
She's weird. She doesn't like bubbles. It makes no sense.
I'll drink a cider. Yeah, fine. It's bubbly-ish. But yeah, soda, I never had one until I was like, literally had it in a mixed drink.
I mean, that's a good way to start.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? They hurt my tongue. I'm not a fan.
Yes.
So what we're doing is we have our guests. For our listeners that don't know, you're Nightgeist.
We are the one and only.
Yeah. And I think you asked us out first.
Probably.
That sounds right.
And I was
We're
like,
very forward.
More forward, people.
That's your mistake. But
no.
yeah, we'll do a crossover. So we'll be on yours.
Yes.
That'll be fun.
And we'll come just as prepared as we did for this.
That's okay.
I don't
We
even
often we're often on the same level in terms of preparedness. It's usually like a last minute. Do you have an article about something? Oh, help.
Oh, no.
I'll make one up.
Right, but hold on, let me Google it while I'm recording. We've
that
been
Have you
I like
ever heard about the purple ball under the neighbor's stairs? Have you
Yeah.
ever heard of that one? It's really
We're making
spooky.
it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what is this new thing?
You're like taking notes, like, okay.
Like, take this down for next episode.
Yeah, so this is gonna come out at the end of January, maybe, or sometime. We'll figure out when we can get on yours and do them similar times.
Excellent.
But some stuff's happening today that we.
Wow.
So if there's not a civil war,
Yeah.
Mhm.
The world is a scary place, so we should all just drink and pretend that nothing's
Yeah.
happening, right?
I've been so tuned out, which is horrible to the news lately, but it's because I've been living in my own civil war and within my house.
She's dealing with potty training a toddler right now, so that's a civil war
Looks
on
like
its own.
legit World War III.
That is something that I cannot even.
Can't relate with.
You don't want to. You're good.
Different life. People used to trust me to educate their kids, and I had a classroom of 2-year-olds that were all learning to potty train at the same time. So I feel you.
I had newspaper down all over.
A classroom of them?
It was like 4. I mean,
That's enough.
That's more than one.
That is more than I would want a potty train. The dogs I have aren't even house trained that well. I don't think I could handle a kid.
Dude, yeah, I understand that too.
Erica's got puppies with diapers.
Yep, because he refuses to go out, especially if it's raining. There's no chance.
Now, is it still not okay to put kids in little crates when you leave?
I don't think it's socially acceptable yet. No.
Well, you can't have dogs, so that's why they're better.
Mine won't. They're divas.
Nope.
Ours will pick up anything with their hand, their paws on. So your podcast has been around for what?
2
We
years.
just hit our 2-year mark in November.
I don't know. Did you say?
It was like 2
Aliens
years.
go with, like, the
I was
3
holding up my tiny hands, guys. I can't help it. I just like them so much.
It reminds me of the SNL skit back in
Yes.
with Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, what was that called? Why can't I remember?
I don't know. It was
I
like
really wish that you would make a salad with them.
Oh.
Like just toss a little salad.
yes, toss a small salad with your small hands.
And then just serve it into tiny bowl.
See, we were showing off the other night because I bought Erica a pair for Christmas. By the way, I'm Liana. That's Erica.
Hi.
Oh yeah, I guess Nightgeists Podcast is not enough.
Who cares?
Eh.
We were sitting here because we always record well, not always, but we made a little video and we were just filming ourselves doing random things. Here I am going through a notebook with my tiny hands. We are so proud of ourselves just doing stupid shit. And it was, how long did we do that for? Like 45 minutes of just...
Yeah, I was going to say 45. Yeah.
Is this
Which
what?
means it's probably an hour.
This is how we prepare to record. This is what we do for about 45 minutes, just dicking around.
Well, it's even with the tiny hands, it's still very much more thorough than.
It's distracting. Sorry, I put them
Nah.
away.
No, we love it.
Yeah, no, it helps me feel normal.
Not
Because you
normal.
have very small hands.
No, they're big.
Oh.
Hands are pretty small naturally. But anyway.
Wait, that was a real hand?
She never took them off. These have been my real hands.
The whole time.
And so, I mean, you guys are similar to us in a way where your top of your subject matter is shit, creepy shit, and all that fun stuff. So if you don't,
Subject matter is shit.
ours is, but no, theirs is about shit.
It is. We lean into the spooky and haunted and true crime and unfortunately UFO related anything. Like if it's odd or supernatural. We love talking about it. That's our jam.
Or if you caught our latest episodes, if there's something that's about farts, we will also report on that.
No, I'm not caught up that
In
far.
depth.
I'm still in the.
No, it's okay. Erica
We're
discovered.
just putting it out
that,
to the universe.
just putting it out there that if there's news about farts, we want to know. Because
Well-
she got news about animals farting. Some animals that you would not expect do fart.
Find out at 11.
Episode 107.
Episode 107. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll make sure.
Night pants and farts. It's about a third of the episode.
I mean, I'm in. Sounds good to me.
Natural.
We started with this on my other podcast. We started doing Hex-Files as just getting drunk and
Just piss.
and reading like articles like, you know, animal farts. But you know, I think we got like a few in, and then shit happened with that podcast and the previous co-host. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep working on it and do my own thing. And then it just became like where we really like kind of pigeonholed ourselves, because now we're like, oh, let's do those investigations and let's go out. And then like I feel like if we do try to talk about something serious, we're still drinking, of course, but it's like, wait, that wasn't funny. You guys heard a Bigfoot in the woods? Like, well, yeah, but no, we still like reading articles and shit like that, which we haven't done in a while. We've actually been busy doing
You've been in the field,
Proper investigation.
which
Right.
is pretty
We've been-
amazing.
we've been
I'm
out.
jealous.
But we did, I was trying to think, what can we do with you on that would be that I don't need to do any research on.
It takes zero effort.
Pants. So I was like, okay.
I got them on.
I was like, so
Nice.
and I don't know, you guys are in California, and I was like, the Fresno Nightcritters, the Fresca Nightcritters are
Fresca
in
night. I love it.
yeah, Nightgeists and Nightcrawlers. But yeah, so I showed you that video not long ago because I was like, oh my God, I love these. They're creepy, but at the same time, like, what the fuck? Like, so yeah, apparently they were not far from which one? You?
Me. They're
Liana,
close to me. They're
thankfully, is
about...
closer.
Thanks, dude. They're about 2 hours away. And side note, random anecdote. You say night crawlers. I know that's what they're called, but I just think of disgusting long giant worms, and it makes me just. I hate.
Yeah,
Worms are yuck.
they're yucky. Have you guys talked about them before? You said, or no?
Not officially on the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're awful. I don't like it when things move in a way that is unnatural for anything that walks this earth, and those do a lot, and it bothers me.
You know what they look like? They look like, well, the way they walk is like bad 3D animation from like the early 80s. Like Johnny I can never say Mnemonic. You ever see that movie? Like
I know
there's
what you're
like
talking
bad
about.
3D stuff there in that movie, and I feel like how early 90s 3D characters look, like that's how they walk. They're like they're kind of weirdly liquid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I'm gonna drink more.
I mean, I guess we should describe them. They're like, how tall are they supposed to be? They look to be like almost 6 feet tall, right?
Oh.
The original video was by somebody named Jose. That's all they know about him, I guess, and then he died. But he was like, he died later or something. I don't know.
Did
He saw too much.
mysteriously?
No, he died without pants.
I don't know. Very mysterious.
And then the family's like, actually, no, he died with a long battle of cancer. I'm really not.
Oh, that's not funny. Sorry,
Oh, no.
Jose.
But no, I don't know.
Sorry, Jose.
I don't know about him. I just know that I'd read, and at least one that was like, well, we don't really know much about him other than he submitted this, that he was apparently scared of it. Like after
Don't blame him.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So what they did was, and it's one of those hard videos that's like, I think with Etsy and Instagram and stuff, like they're popular now. And I think people know what we're talking about and have seen them, but they do look like long, flowy, but still rigid kind of pants. with a little head on top, and they're
Little harem pants.
they look
Harem
like
pants,
parachute
yes.
pants
Is
or
that a bad
something.
word?
What?
Harem? Yeah.
Harem pants, that's right.
Mm.
That's what they look like. That was, think of Jasmine from Aladdin. Her pants.
I was thinking
Yeah,
of
MC Hammer.
MC
Or
Hammer.
like,
That's who I was thinking of because they're like, but they got little tiny little peats that you can't really see, and then like flowy baggy things and a little head.
yeah, eventually you start to imagine a head on them.
And it was like the reason the footage is awful. It's like what 10 years ago or something. It was security camera footage, but it's recorded on a VHS, and so to get that like uploaded and like so that's why
God, I hate them.
I hate them. I think it was
I'm looking at them.
I think it was 2010. I don't know how to put pictures up, but we've all synced them. And so I think the first video happened and everybody like, oh, well, this is a hoax. But then people were saying that we don't really know. It doesn't really seem to fit a hoax. And other people say they could hoax it. So they were like, oh, it's a kid in long pants, or it's a puppet or something.
No, because there's two of them though. That's on the
There is
security footage. One's a little bigger. One looks kind of like a baby.
Little
Yeah.
boo-boo.
Like the first video was in Fresno, in Fresca. Shout out to all our night critters. And they were around 3 feet tall is what it said, is what they expected. Or
Really?
something.
Oh, they seem so
from far
tall.
away.
Okay.
They do. And this could be wrong. But then it wasn't until a year later that the other picture where they look like they're walking down a little road.
Yeah,
That
one
And like
sucks.
little one.
Blah, blah,
That
blah.
one it was taken in Yosemite. And that one they think is more likely to be faked than the first one. I don't know. It's
Oh.
split. I've seen stuff that say, well, people say the first one is hard to fake. There's been a couple like people try to debunk it, but then there's since been a bunch of fakes on YouTube and stuff. I think so. I think there's only really one like video that you could say like, oh, this is authentic Nightcrawler shit. But then,
Oh, I just hate it. The way they move.
For me, is like if the thing that makes me lean more towards it's not fake is at least for the second video, the one in Yosemite where they're like strolling along down the path, is that camera is not like, it's like back in the woods a little bit. So
yeah,
I feel like if
so
it's just
that's
an
the-
average
oh, God, that's
Joe,
terrible. What is wrong?
Yeah,
Like-
that video.
why would you know that camera's there? I mean, obviously you could. I guess it could be somebody who worked there, like fucking around. But it's a little weird.
I remember seeing it and thinking like, what the fuck am I looking at? And I don't know. I watched them both and thought, okay, well, there's a way I guess you could hoax these. I don't know how, puppets or strings or something, but like, I agree. I think the Yosemite one looks like almost more creepy and like unstaged than the original, than Jose.
Yeah, that.
Ooh, you calling out Jose?
Well, rest in
R.I.P.
peace. And actually, he's probably like, no, I didn't actually die. No, I'm still looking for these things. But it's weird because it just like crossed his backyard, and then I don't know. I mean, I've seen a bunch of hoax stuff, and it just isn't. I don't know. It's just not set up. Like he wasn't obviously looking for any attention. He did not want to talk about him. Apparently, they freaked him out. Like if I saw those, like they seem cute now, and everybody's got like little.
Cute.
Everybody's got.
No, that is not cute.
Just sit on the be like, cut, like come with me places.
Everybody's got like pins and stickers and cute little things of the Nightcrawler. But at the same time, I remember when I first saw it, it freaked me out. I'm like, these things are creepy as shit. Because
The
like
people who have those pins need to be put away.
the things that move in weird ways, I don't like either. I agree.
If someone were to approach me and said, oh, like, look at my cool phone case, it's got a Nightcrawler on it, I would take that phone and chuck it somewhere that ruined it. Fuck you and your Nightcrawler phone
Even if
case.
it was the worm.
How dare you?
Yeah, it's awful. I
Worms are
hate
gross.
it.
Worms are, yeah.
No, I don't like them. I think there's something that is a little more believable too, because it is a security footage camera. I don't know why I tend to like think if it's on a security camera, like that it's more authentic than somebody who's just like, I'm out hiking and look, I got this. Not that there aren't ones that are potentially real for hikers. No shots fired. But I think something about security camera footage is like, ooh, it's kind of like when you get a Air Force person and they're like, oh, I saw a UFO. It's like, okay, like you're in the Air Force. Interesting. That's kind of has that same feeling for me with security footage camera. I don't really know why, but it does. Maybe because I feel like not everyone knows sometimes there's like that camera there, or it feels more random.
Well, and how would they get the footage if it's security camera footage?
Yeah, and like if you're gonna set up this, if it was like a hoax, you then, unless you're one of the people that has access to that like security footage tape, you're not gonna do it, because then there's a chance that they might not see it. Because I don't know, I feel like if I owned a place that had or had access to a security camera, like I'm not gonna watch all the footage, right? No. So like then you're trying to hope that they see it, because the clip's not that long considering how many minutes are in a day and that thing's rolling.
Well, I
don't know. And a lot of them tape over themselves too, so you only have like 3 days, right? For the I don't know. It just seems like it's more, you're putting like a lot of fate into somebody watching it if you're staging it, which I don't know. And I feel like somebody would see these people walking in and like, I don't know, and where are their arms? I don't understand. I don't like it.
I was trying to see, because I feel like the beginning of it, he heard the dog barking, okay, and he looked at the camera, and then it's like, oh shit, what are these?
So Jose is the security guard that's charged with watching the footage of the security tapes that caught the first.
Interesting.
That was his backyard.
Oh. So he right, because he was.
I'm talking about like the Yosemite one. I feel like that one.
I don't know why the Yosemite one. Like I could not find if it said that it was like a trail cam or like a building cam or something. Why would you? So I don't know how far Fresno is from Yosemite.
It's about an hour.
Yeah,
not that far, yeah.
So they're not like, it's not the same neighborhood seeing these things, but like it's weird that they only were seen twice, but they're obviously very silent and small. So I wonder if they're coming and going. But I don't know if they're like, people are okay, are they ghosts? Are they aliens? Like, I don't fucking know. Are they pants?
Can they fly like kites in the air?
Are they really light?
They do have it like light quality.
Maybe it's like 2 hours from Fresno. Sorry, I'm like looking at a map because I go to Fresno to go to Trader Joe's because there isn't one in my town, and it's like an hour drive away. But
that's where they were going. They were like, "Oh, the Trader Joe's is down here."
Oh, thank God. Really, really needed that everything but the bagel seasoning.
Shit's delicious. They have it at Aldi.
Oh, well, whatever. Apparently I should just shop local.
But then you don't get to feel special.
I know.
You're like, doing my.
And the nice thing about Trader Joe's is that they are militant about people wearing masks, whereas the local grocery store is not. So it makes me very nervous because I don't trust the people in my town at all.
We don't either.
Not my home. This city that we live in now, I trust these people. They have sense.
Yeah, it's
good. We have book learning and science in the city.
Yeah, I got my first round of vaccine today. So
yay.
I didn't feel it like a tracker go in, but that might be the second round. Like I said, false security. And then they're like, okay, well, you're not getting tracked yet. Just make them.
There's pants walking around. I feel like anything could be possible. Right. That's where my anxiety goes.
I'm waiting for your third arm to grow, or
maybe these pants had something similar to the vaccine, and that's what you might turn into pants. In which case, I will never be able to look at you again. Sorry.
Oh man, I didn't. I got the wrong vaccine. Now I'm like capris. I'm not even a full.
Oh no, your high waters. That's not good.
I'm not in shorts.
I felt the arm of pants.
You thought they were pants. They're just really long jean shorts.
No, George, no.
Best.
But no, so have you talked about them on your show?
I think briefly.
We might have on a Patreon episode, I feel like, or maybe way long ago when we used to do Tiny Geists, not behind the paywall.
Yes.
But now you gotta fucking pay.
Now you gotta fucking
do it.
pay.
Big old $2.
We're cheap.
We
Yeah,
are.
we do $1 to start. So, but then
All right.
we started
Okay, we're bougie.
we started doing.
Cost of living is higher in California. Don't worry about that.
Right.
True.
Mhm.
Equals the same, I guess.
Yeah, every California $2 equals a North Carolina $1. It's just science.
Yeah.
It
Basic
is.
science, yep.
But what was the thing about? Oh, so we did a session, like a live Estes session with our haunted doll. We did make that 5 and up because we were like, well, you know, you gotta give perks where perks are due.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
Fair.
we've still got to record swamp shit for Patreon, but but yeah, so like the Nightcrawler was something that I was like, I want to talk about it, but like, when do you talk about it? It's like such a small little thing, and then it was like,
They are small.
and I thought, what's a
my
California
goodness.
cryptid? I mean, there's plenty, but for some reason, Nightcrawler popped in my head, and when I mentioned it to you on Instagram, one of you, because I don't ever know who I'm talking to sometimes.
We like to keep it.
We like to
secret.
keep people
it
guessing.
safe.
Yeah, so if somebody starts talking shit, it's like, yeah, what about Erica? Did you say? And it's just been you the whole time.
I'm like, it is Erica. What's happening?
I told Erica. I told
Yeah,
you that it was
Liana,
a good idea because Erica hates them.
I'm just not. They freak me out because this is how I feel about them. I feel that they are real. I feel that they are not a ghost, and they are not malevolent, but they kind of reside. To me, I kind of look at them like a cryptid. I feel like they're in that cryptid realm, and they're weird. I just don't like their movement. You know, like what?
Like, what are you even doing?
They seem
Yeah.
like garden pets to me.
What's that?
Garden pests? Like, oh, I've got
No.
Fresno Nightcrawlers all in my tomato.
Right. Oh,
Goddamn
Yeah.
Fresno Nightcrawlers, get out of my fucking cucumbers.
Yeah.
just what would be their thing? Because okay,
Like, I
like
don't
things
know.
are, I don't know, things are like supposed to evolve to like
They're supposed to do
live longer, right, and protect themselves. So they're in Yosemite, but they're stark white. That doesn't make sense. And then it's like they kind of don't look like they're super agile. So how do they defend themselves?
How do
I'm
they
not
get
sure.
Don't like travelers.
Like, do wings pop out of them suddenly? Maybe.
Maybe they just have poison skin like a frog.
Oh, I don't like it. So the thing I
Maybe
kind of
glowing-
feel,
the glowing light keeps predators away because they're like, don't fuck with them.
yeah, maybe they
It's
lead
like a
people in
color
like
thing.
angler fishes, like fishy
Yeah.
guys, like they're coming on it.
I love how they like that one episode that had me cracking up. That you were like, I fucking hate UFOs. Like, why are they just hovering? Do something.
Yeah, I don't like hovering objects. Pick a lane and go. Don't hover, you asshole. Like,
I believe
hovering.
Nightcrawlers are real. However, I hate them because I don't know what their purpose is.
I need to know what the
Need a
purpose
purpose.
is.
Need a
And
purpose.
I can't find their purpose. If I had to bet money though, I'm putting my money in the fact that they are in what I feel is the same as Bigfoot, where they're an interdimensional being. I feel like they have a portal and they just popped in for a sec, and
I was
they're
gonna say something similar.
they're looking around and wanted to see Yosemite, and then somewhere down the path they portal back on through to their world where Bigfoot exists, and I would like them to stay there.
Maybe they're like similar to shadow people.
Oh.
But, like,
Yeah,
opposite.
but nice, maybe.
Yeah.
Wrong portal. We're in Fresno. What the fuck is this?
I'm sure they were probably like, this was a mistake.
Guys,
You gotta
got
pick a new spot.
Hey, I heard there's a
I was promised waterfalls and geological like formations and stuff.
And
So while
really
we're
pretty
going-
trees.
Let's hit the Trader Joe's. And but no, I was thinking that
Exactly.
They got their trail mix, then they hit
Yeah.
the park.
Yeah, it's we were talking about Loch Ness last night because we were watching something, and I was like, or it could be dimensional. I was like, I promise I'm not using that as a cop out, because I do think there's something to the Bigfoot idea that it's somewhat interdimensional or spiritual, because how can it be there and then not be there?
Yeah.
And
Why not?
completely ignoring the fact that the option that it doesn't exist, because I'm throwing that out. But with the Nightcrawlers, I was going to say maybe they're dimensional. I was like, shit, that can't be everything, or could it? Because
maybe it is.
Maybe in their dimension, that's like they don't have any predators. It's like this. I feel like they would float in their dimension, like all these
With
plants.
their baggy pants. Oh, they fly like butterflies, like migrating butterflies.
Or
and they just don't do well with our gravity, so like they just kind of awkward
little
walk when they're here.
The little seed pods, like the helicopter down, like that's how they travel.
They do look like that.
But then here,
I kind of like them.
Oh, we changed
They're
my.
that. Okay, we talked ahead of time. Erica and I flip flop on a lot of stuff.
Right.
We'll talk ourselves into or out of anything within
We
5
usually
minutes.
start with really liking something, and then
We'll hate it.
when we dissect stuff, we're like, I hate it.
I hate it so much.
But that's what I thought was funny, because like you both hate ET. I'm a very big hater of ET,
Mm-hmm.
and you're the only one that loves ET.
Like,
Oh.
what did he do to y'all?
He looks.
His eyes are icky.
What didn't he do?
His skin
He's
is
awful.
His neck is scary.
He's just got no legs.
His feet are icky.
You're not helping. That's not good.
moves weird. He hobbles.
And he moves way too fast. He's too fast.
He can.
God, I hate
no,
him.
No.
I
And
was
the sounds that come out of his
Nothing
mouth.
should ever run like that through a cornfield. With that scream, it's got to go.
Like it's
They
great.
don't have table manners where he's from.
Well, I have been terrified of this motherfucker since I was little.
Yep.
because my grandmother was like, "Oh, let's watch ET," and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god, what the fuck is that?" And then I remember in kindergarten they made us watch it, and I was like, oh. I was
I
like,
cried
They
when
made
they
you
did
watch
that at
in
school.
kindergarten?
They did that at my school too. I cried.
It's-
I had to go home because I wouldn't
Whoa.
stop crying.
People made people watch that with grade
Yes,
school?
public school.
so I don't give a shit about Drew
Jesus.
Barrymore and how loving she was and young, like, and Elliot, like, fuck
Elliot
them.
and the bike and the hoodie and the
No.
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 Fly that bike right into the sun.
The best part is when he looks like a dried up little turd when he's all white and ashy. He's
This is my thing. If you were watching it and it turned into that and ET never existed, you'd be like, fuck that. He's
Yeah.
scary.
no, I would just like the Fresno Nightcrawlers. I'd be like, he's kind of cute.
Like, you know, spoilers, yeah, when it turns into the weird praying mantis at the end, if he turned into ET, then that movie would be scary for me.
and I love how you're keeping with like the 2-lettered word movies like E.T.
Hey.
It, yeah, replace it with it.
I don't like movies that have longer titles. I'm sorry.
It's too much work.
I don't have time. There's no time. I have a
don't have
toddler. But yeah, so I don't really know how I feel about them. I just, to me, they exist
Mhm.
in
Fair enough.
some shape or form. And I've had debates on Bigfoot, and I've talked about aliens, of course, and ghosts, and chupacabras, and Mothman, and all this other shit. But I've never given them much thought either than that's a creepy video that looks weird, and that's it. Like I really haven't given them any more thought than today on whether or
Oh,
not I think
we're
they're
here for it.
real. Huh?
I said, "Oh, we're here for it. That's kind of nice. We get to be here during this
Yeah.
this thought
revelation.
process."
Mhm.
Yep.
So I want to know how everyone falls on the you believe they're real or not.
Do a
So
vote.
you just basically said that you believe they're real, right? The Nightcrawlers.
At least the first to second videos are very like, I don't think those are hoaxes,
Mhm,
especially the first one. I don't think what started it was a hoax. I don't know how real they are. Like, even if why would you fuck with somebody's backyard with like who takes the time to like do that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to design
Right.
this weird looking fucking thing that moves weird. And I'm only not going to do one, but I'm going to do two. because I make it real hard on myself to hope this. But why? Why would you even do 2?
And why pants?
Yeah.
And why pants? Why not like a sock or
Because
something?
they were on sale.
They're on sale.
Needed to use them. So by that, so that means you also believe in the skunk ape.
You also believe in pants.
Pants. Because the skunk ape's kind of the same thing. It's a creature that showed up in somebody's backyard. Like, why would you fake that shit too? I don't know.
Right.
Especially on like a grandma. Which, come on.
Yeah.
Grandma.
Well,
You don't
I'm
need to be
saying,
stealing
like,
apples from grandma dressed up as an ape. That he's got to be real.
I'm not just saying that in the sense of, oh, nothing like that because YouTube exists, but when you take the time, like obviously people were hoaxing UFOs and Bigfoot prints, but I think we're beyond that, like where you can probably tell a hoax or somebody, because of the footprints and like where they're not very detailed. But there's just something weird about creating something that's never been seen before.
Yeah.
Us,
Yeah.
And then making it so unique, not only in just the way it looks, but in the movement. And then making 2 of them. Like you have to think like somebody put work into this. Why make it harder? Like I talked about, I think the Patterson Gimlin film is real because like one, I mean, obviously there's been a lot more done with like the footage of that. But at the same time, like if you're faking a Bigfoot suit and you're putting all this work into it, like why would you give it breasts? Like why?
100%. I get that.
Exactly.
And maybe I'm not thinking like a hoaxer, but I just feel like obviously
It's a weird thing to put in there. I totally agree with you.
I think that's something that we had said as well, because it's just why?
right.
Uh-huh.
Why would you? Why would
Also,
you
not to be like sound like a guy hater, but like considering it was men who filmed it, I feel like you usually kind of pick, like you would pick what you are to copy. Does that
Why
make
not
sense?
Yeah. They're like,
Like if Liana and I were
dick.
yeah, like if Liana and I were gonna film Bigfoot, like try to make our own hoax, I feel like there's a strong chance we would, when we're talking about how we're gonna go about it, we would be talking about the Bigfoot we're gonna create as a chick. Like I don't think we would think like,
We would.
oh, we're gonna pick a dude, because it wouldn't make sense too, right? Because we're not as big as a guy. It would be more believable to fake being a girl version.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like too, for those guys, like it's odd that they filmed a female, for sure. Like I agree with you.
Patriarchy where men are valued above women and default everything is male.
So Bigfoot, yeah.
That's why I was like, not to hate on guys, but to do that. But
Sorry, Josh.
Also fact.
You're outnumbered.
You
It's
are.
okay.
Even with the Bigfoot, she's on our side.
But the thing to me is, again, the addition of a second one, because if you're doing a puppet, the way it moves, unless there's just some kind of physics that we don't know about, the people that have tried to recreate it with puppets and stilts and different things, like you can get close, but you can't recreate it. And you have to think, well, if somebody was fucking with this dude, that's a very odd thing to do, because one, you'd have to make sure the dog was barking so he would even fucking look and know that he had a camera, like in just somebody else's yard and nobody else reported it. And then like if he was faking it, again, why would you fuck with 2? To me, it seems weird. And then
No, you wouldn't.
yeah, I'm going to make a fake cryptid. I'm spending all this time into making this. I'm going to do a second one for fun, a smaller one. So it doesn't make sense to me. Now, after seeing it and knowing what they look like in their movements, I could see why people would try to recreate it. And you'd be like, well, they move in couples. That's understood. So let's do a pair with the little
pack animals.
Pack animals, yes. And but it's weird to me that it would be a hoax, and it's such a weird one, because I feel like it'd be more easily debunkable if it was just a puppet and just fuckery with like, I don't know.
Totally.
As a person that's like has to study gait to evaluate like patients at my work, and I have to like look at things, how they move to make sure they're stable enough to move on their own. Like there's a naturalness, like there's an awkwardness about the gait of this thing, but still it falls within the realm of like physics, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's it. No, I think that's.
And
a really
it's
good
nice
point.
to have someone's opinion who's in your line of work, because
Yeah.
we could talk about it all day and be like, it looks weird, oh, but like you can
Yeah.
say I look at this
day.
stuff.
Right.
Observer of gate. It's me.
Yeah. So does that mean you believe?
Okay. I want to do a belief, so I'm gonna.
Why stop yourself? You know what I mean?
Right.
Sorry, I'm
I've
trying to
always
pull up the
believed.
videos just so I can be like,
It
Yeah.
makes the world more magical.
If I believe in them, maybe they'll believe in me.
Mm.
I need somebody to believe in me right now.
We believe in you.
We believe in you. Yeah.
I hope the Nightcrawlers do.
Yeah,
I hope they don't
if
believe in me.
walk
They won't
around
ever come
like
looking.
phones, like they don't really know like how they got here or what happened. They're just like, oh, like all of a sudden, like the floor is
But
lava.
there's nothing.
That's how they walk.
It doesn't. But like, there's nothing that could suspend them. Maybe that we see. Like, I don't fucking know. Like it just. But it looks like they would match that TikTok video when they were doing like the sounds, like where people were walking and like videotaping themselves. Like it seems like they'd keep that sound.
But this was prior to that technology, so I'm
True.
feeling like this is definitely more real. I believe that they're real, and I don't like that they're very close by to where I'm living.
I don't think
It kind of makes me freaked out. But I kind of also want to investigate. Like it's like, I
Barf.
don't want to know, but I do.
We'll go to Fresno.
I'd rather know.
What do
Sorry.
you think they liked? What do you think we can like bait them with? What are they drawn to? Fresca?
Offerings of Fresco.
Fresca
That's
and
awesome.
trail mix from Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
I feel like they were on some kind of like trans-dimensional cruise ship, and there's like all the books you can get off on the cruise. And Earth is like the really bad one that nobody gets off at,
Right.
except for people with
And they did.
Yeah, and they were like, eek, let's go.
You're not supposed to be in this part of town at this late.
You're like awkward shuffle faster. Come on, little child.
We don't think it's weird.
Yeah.
Maybe that was their disguise. Maybe the like tour was like, well, if you go in, like if it was the Yosemite ones and there were two, maybe they're like, well, if you go there, like try to blend in, and then that's the shape they took.
I think we're doing it. I think we're nailing it.
And they showed
They saw some. I got it. They saw somebody's pants hanging on like a clothesline, and they saw them, and they saw them like wiggling in the wind, and then they were like, "That's our disguise." Great.
Yeah, but see, like the
Blended.
first one is so like short. Like, I don't know. I feel like why would you? But these are like really taking your
Weird.
time.
Really Sunday
Oh.
walking. You
Yeah.
know
Well,
what's
I mean, they're in Yosemite. It's beautiful.
Fuck, I hate them. The thing that also pops up for me is that I haven't really seen anything else besides a clothespin that looks like them. And if you're gonna imagine this, where the fuck did you get that from? You know, because like,
I thought they have arms.
and we've like super hated, and I always will, on Chupacabra, and it's like, because it's just no. And then I forget it's been so long since we talked about Chupacabra, but the whole thing with like the lady who reported it had just seen like species.
Yes.
And you know, it was very like close to it, which
I
is
did
kind of interesting. And it's like, what is this like? I'm trying to think of like a movie where one of these guys in that era, time, whatever,
Okay.
like popped up, and I can't really.
When you were a kid,
No.
or I remember seeing it and kids doing it, where you took like big sweatpants and pulled them up to your neck,
Yeah.
and then you would have your
Pop
arms in them,
out.
and then you were just legs and a head. That's
All
the
right,
same thing.
fair argument.
No, but what's weird is like, why? I mean, okay, let's say somebody was doing something similar. How is that small one so bow-legged and like? And if they were puppets, like, why can't you see? That would be a lot of control. On the Yosemite one, you can see like distance, so you would see somebody trying to manipulate something on the road.
But now you've got the thing of people pulling their pants up to their head, but they walk so weird. I still
don't
can't get
have
over their walk.
Now, somebody did say they look like, the second one looks like it could be CGI, but they didn't like confirm or be able to rule it out. But the first one, they say they're pretty sure that's not CGI. It's on a VHS security camera. So, but there's no feet. You know what I mean? Like, there's no feet, there's no arms. So the way they move, you would be like, okay, well, this is not somebody dressed up. And supposedly, again, they were only supposed to be like 3 feet. Like, they're small.
Also, if
One
you're
looks so
faking
tall.
it, I feel like your inclination would be not to walk slow because you don't want to get caught.
Yeah. And if
They're
you're
walking really slow. Like if I were there filming, I'd be like, shit, I don't want to get caught because then this whole thing's for nothing. They know I'm faking it. You'd be kind of like instinctively wanting to move a little fast. They're going so slow, especially for part of the shot being like you're behind a big tree. It's not even, you can't even see it.
This looks so light, like a gust of wind would just be like, and they'd be like,
Strong wind will just take them away.
A little baby fart would just blow them
Either-
away.
either blow them away or just knock them over, and then they would just be there with like their feet. How would they get back up? I have so many questions.
Could they like,
Oh,
their legs
no.
would probably like spin around and they would probably like pop up.
Ooh,
they have
weird.
people on their side.
I do love how she found a way to bring farts into our show now.
I always do.
Oh, it's
That's
kind of
superpower.
Farts are important. They're natural.
Yeah.
Important and healthy.
I bet these guys fart.
But what's
I bet they don't.
Do their pants poof out?
More
They
so.
would. for sure.
maybe that's how they get momentum.
They propel themselves. You're right.
Natural gas.
But like again, like what do they eat?
Sorry.
Well, how do
Small
they live?
footprint.
How do they survive?
Aw,
How
they
do-
are sustained by the air. I don't know.
And this one.
Well, so there's that video that people were saying that looked like Dobby or a little like elf, and it was just a kid running around with.
Oh yeah, we
And
saw
it
that video. It was creepy. It was crawling
We
around someone's
I didn't
car.
like that. Are you talking about the car
with the
one?
little
Yeah, in the
guy.
carport at their house.
And
Yeah.
it looks freaky at first, but then when you start looking at it, you're like, I think this is just a kid. And when people say, yeah, it looks like a kid just messing around, like shit like that looks creepy at first, and then the more you watch it, the more you can kind of pick it apart. But that's why the Nightcrawler ones have always weirded me out, because when I watch them, I don't have any more answers of like, oh, that could be that. Like it just it's the
Mhm.
weird thing fucking moving around.
About that video, I was like, I still couldn't be convinced that was a kid, because I was like, if that is
Me
the
too.
kid, the kid's emaciated, and so
We didn't like it. We
we
felt
didn't like
creeped out by it. I didn't like it.
It's a little
Did not
smart
like it.
kid playing like Dobby. It was suggested on here. I wonder if I can find it. This one. It's just like a fucking. Oh, now there's an ad.
Of course.
But it's just like,
Oh,
yeah, maybe they aren't feeding their kid. They're like, you fucking get outside.
It's just weird. Oh my god.
Dobby
He's
kid.
so skinny. Why?
Oh no, he's too
It's
skinny.
not, man. It's some. I don't know
You
what
have to
that
do
is.
Another
Work
interdimensional
to
being.
be able to work
Mhm.
like
That's
that.
just a scrawny ass kid. I feel like.
Mm.
Mm-mm. I don't
Well, we're
like
still
it.
convinced that the lady that saw reported Chupacabra. I
Yeah, I
think she's
can't-
full of shit.
I agree.
I think she's full of shit. I think Chupacabra's fake.
Yeah,
So-
I do too.
Well, he doesn't believe in you either.
Well,
Well, okay, we don't believe in
He-
him, but we
he- did
do
you hear
like
it out of my mouth. He.
he.
Well,
But I
so-
don't think that he's real. I think that he's fake, and I think that those unfortunate animals that are ruined are
Yeah,
hurt
they're like
by-
coyotes with mange. I think.
or yeah, coyotes with mange, the animals sightings, or they're just creepy government experiments.
Yeah.
so when I was a
don't hate
kid,
that
so yeah, this is like
Mhm.
Chupacabras, because we haven't talked about it yet, and
Mm.
I have not even thought like, oh, I need to devote a show to this.
Oh, then we don't want to take
so-
up your episode.
Oh, you've already taken over. No, you're here. But no, I think that's a fair point, because when I was growing up, the Chupacabra had just become like this newer thing,
Yep.
less known about it. And I was in my Spanish class. The teacher was Puerto Rican, and she I said something about Chupacabra joking, and the look of fear on her face. She was like, "How do you know?"
Oh no.
What?
Mm.
And so she was like telling me about like the weird what is it called? Like the place that they would do experiments supposedly. But no, when it came out that the woman that first reported it described it and then had just seen species. And it's identical. It's like, okay, something's killing these things, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The Chupacabra didn't come out until like the 90s.
Oh, he was in the 90s. Yeah. Yeah. It's,
Mhm. It's relatively new as far as like
That's
cryptids.
yeah. See why we want to believe in everything. Everything, but Chupacabra.
but then we talk
The
about,
odds are stacked against him.
I feel like, they started having reports and sightings and things like that. And I think there's definitely something to some cattle mutilations. Some I think are explained away by like natural decay and predation. And
Oh yeah, that's bullshit.
but then there's some of it that's like, okay, why was this like so fucked up? But
Where
I think
did all your blood go?
I think people use that to try to explain it, and then the natural connection would be like these coyote wolf hybrids or coyote with mange. I don't even consider those chupacabras. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, to me, it started out as that lizard thing with the red eyes, but it was also described by a woman, like you said, that just saw that movie. And they're like, we don't know if she had a night terror or she, you know what I mean? Like, she actually thinks it, because she seemed pretty convinced. But, it's, so I think both chupacabras are probably, like, debunked. I'm sorry if any of our listeners don't like them, but, like, I'm not.
You can blame us.
Yeah, prove us all wrong, because I want to hear.
Not hard.
Right. Who are we proving? Oh, they're proving that they're real?
Yes.
I want to hear somebody prove that they're real.
I would like that. I would like it. I like it a lot.
You don't like ET, but you like Chupacabra.
Not really.
Yeah.
No, because he hurts animals. But we want him to exist.
Do you
We
want to
him
talk about
real.
Bigfoot and deer and how upset that makes you?
Oh my God. So I didn't realize this was a thing, but I was watching, we were watching this Bigfoot show.
Expedition Bigfoot.
Is season 2 out?
Yes.
Side note. It is? Okay. I want to watch that tonight then. I watched season 1 and I'm stealing Discovery Plus from my parents and I think it's on that and I got really excited.
Josh Gates and the Property Brothers and Joanna Gaines probably are going to listen to this and hear.
Probably. Come at me.
Also, if you guys
Magnolia group.
Right.
My apartment is so sad. Maybe you can help.
Come at
Bryce Johnson, I like him. I apologize. I will not to Joanna and Chip Gaines.
Come at me, Chip.
Yeah.
Chip.
Yep.
I really like Expedition Bigfoot. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Now they're in Appalachia, even though they say Appalachia.
That's not, do y'all know that? Please tell your friends.
It's Appalachia.
I do know that.
I've heard that. I didn't know that was correct. So thank you.
Yeah. Isn't that also, that's where the like infamous church is, and I'm forgetting the name of, where it's like you get bit by the poisonous snake and stuff.
The church,
What?
the snake handle in churches.
Yeah, right? That's where those are found. That's so fascinating to me.
Well,
and then the guy who ran it, didn't he get bit and die from it?
Yeah.
Good.
Where's your God now?
I think I remember watching the video.
Obviously,
Of that. It was wild.
Well, yeah. So
Sorry, we were talking about Expedition Bigfoot. We were talking about we got
Bigfoot.
derailed. Deer and Bigfoot. There was something.
the person with the tiny hands is like, we have to get serious.
Yes.
I am directing this show.
Thank
I
you.
will steer this train off track
Somebody has to.
immediately.
These tiny hands. Where are your tiny hands?
They're in the designated potty room because that was one of our props for if she does a good job. She thinks the tiny hands are awesome. So they're in there.
They're
Potty training children.
She'll take them and we'll be like, high five, you did it. And she'll hold it out. It's really cute.
They've been real. Now she can only go to the potty with the small hands.
And a high five.
Right.
Yeah. It's really adorable.
But
I have one. The other one's in the potty room.
the other one needs to be disinfected.
Yes.
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 We only front wipe though right now, so it's not too bad.
It's not poo.
I got fucking mad at that dude. I don't know what his name was because he was saying
Don't say anybody's names that we might follow because we like their show and we need people.
I'll say their name. Who? Which guy?
I don't know who it is.
No,
I don't know his
no.
name.
Offensive guest. Offensive
On
guest,
Expedition
Erica.
Bigfoot? So there's Bryce, who's kind of like the headquarters guy. Not him. There's the guy, oh shit, I forget his name. He's the Bigfoot guy.
The Rock'em Sock'em Robots guy.
They're all the Bigfoot guys.
Well, there's the guy that's like who's like friends with
got, like, buzz cut and like grayish hair.
So he's like the survivalist expert.
Yeah,
dude.
he's the one that was like, I'm gonna go camp out here for 3 weeks
Yes.
by myself.
I'm blanking
Like
on
that
his
guy.
name.
Is that the one that pissed me off?
Right, but he's not the only one. Okay, just
And then there's the chick that's pretty fun that I enjoy, who's like a primatologist, right? Is that her thing? Yeah.
proctologist.
I like her.
She does that on the side. It's a
She
side
likes
gig.
butts too.
He doesn't like it because they say that Bigfoot eats deer as a source of sustainability.
No.
Yes. See,
I don't
No.
Bigfoot does not. Bigfoot is
No.
And of course,
vegetarian.
that's
Yes.
him coming up with that idea. But I've always seen Bigfoot, like I said, as a bear, in the sense of like it's gonna eat
Oh.
fish, but also berries and nuts and things.
Yeah. I see him as a nuts and berries guy.
Yeah.
So Erica thinks he's a vegetarian.
I don't think he's
Mara
a
thinks
vegetarian,
she's a
but
vegetarian.
I don't think he's a predator.
No.
You think
Um,
he's a pescatarian? So he
Like
eats-
a
pescatarian.
scavenger.
Um,
You see him more like a scavenger, maybe?
he's vegan for his health. Not
Okay. But if he rolls up on a nice carcass, he might dip into it.
Might be a scavenger. But I mean, I guess the
He's a
idea would be
vulture.
he would be like the biggest thing out there, the biggest
Mm-hmm.
like predator. Like
Yeah.
I just don't know. I've never pictured Bigfoot killing a deer. But then
Never.
some
No.
people say
I don't see him as a hunter.
Never.
they see Bigfoot eating people, which I'm like, well, that would
What?
all the national.
Whoa.
And then you're like, well, that's fine with me as long as he's not eating deer.
But literally, Bigfoot. Think about your
Yeah.
health. You eat humans. We're disgusting.
Gross.
Yeah.
We're gross. We
Chocolate.
put all kinds of shit in our bodies as I sit here drinking champagne.
You can do better for yourself. Just have a pop or a stick, please. Do not eat.
But people think Bigfoot is also like either like a leftover like ancestor of ours or a legit primate. I don't think it's either of those. So
I mean, some of our biggest like primates and animals, they're vegan. Like a gorilla is. You
Right.
got your like rhinos and your elephants.
Hippopotamuses.
Yeah, like it's like they're all vegan.
Like,
Well,
So they
hippo isn't.
will kill
but, like-
humans, which is hilarious because
Well, they'll murder a
poachers are
fool.
shitty.
Yeah, if they're defending themselves, which
I don't. Yeah,
I'm
I
fine
don't
with.
care if Bigfoot kills a person, but I do care if a person kills a Bigfoot. I'm definitely
Yes.
the no kill.
Right? Well,
Yes.
you're in their world. I think if you are entering into someone else's domain, like
So
you enter respectfully.
So you're in
And-
Florida, you're a skunk ape, and you're stealing apples. Like you could go in that woman's house and take whatever you wanted. That sounds so
True.
But I mean, if you were Bigfoot, you could be like, I'm gonna go eat the deer, the plentiful Florida deer that are around here, swamp deer. But then you're gonna
Swamp
go,
deer. Love it.
but you're gonna steal apples. Like no.
Yeah, good point.
Fiber.
Now I do think there's something to be said about if you see deer around and like game trails, like then that would be a good cause for Bigfoot because you would think that they're gonna need water, they're gonna need other resources.
Mhm.
All right.
I don't think they have to be meat eaters to eat, but I just don't know. Obviously, he's probably not the first to come up with the deer idea.
Like
I'm
I
not sure.
just they can hunt if they want to, but they don't want to, and they don't, and that would be like a really weird, like absolute least
So, what,
probable, like last leg. I don't know.
So
what
you
I'm
find
trying to
out
think
that-
of.
Bigfoot exists, and you're like, oh my god! After all this time, and then it's like, oh wait, you eat meat? Never mind. I'm sorry.
I like it. I'm with her.
I just feel like he's like the Snow White of the forest. He's
Yeah,
like, animal friends, yay!
He holds out his finger.
Yeah.
Hummingbird come in,
But
like, right on it.
like the Green Man. Of
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, so he's in tune with nature. He farts, of course, we're sure, but
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
probably eats like nuts and berries and like
So much fiber.
He even has to eat, really. Really?
Right? Maybe he goes back through his portal and he eats there.
But
He's
they
just here
don't
hanging.
corporeal. You only
But,
have
like-
to eat for the body, and you don't have to use the body all the time.
On the flip side, the Nightcrawlers are in the same dimension, and they were fleeing to Bigfoot because it's like they're at war, and like Bigfoot, they're like, oh,
They're what he eats.
yeah. They're
And they
like,
just fly and like stick on his face, and then he can't see or breathe.
I feel like
I
they're
want
like
to see this.
they're like croissants because like they're not very dense, like they're very airy, and it's like, God, I need so many Nightcrawlers to feel full. They're just not.
But
That's
they're
awesome.
like super poisonous, like death lords.
Ooh.
Powerful.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. This could go so
They
many
control
ways.
matter. I don't know.
Right.
I like it. I like all this.
This is
I did not
Perfect.
know this is
Good.
it was headed this way.
No one did, but I love it.
No. Here we are.
We're
I don't
different
even
here
know
in
what's
California. We're kind of like, what's happening over there? Oh God!
Yeah.
Everybody smoke some pot and chill out.
We
Yeah.
can't because they won't let us.
It's illegal here.
Where the tenseness comes from.
That's why Nightcrawlers don't visit North Carolina
Mm.
They're gonna get shot.
because those motherfuckers,
Yes, they would.
right? They're chill as hell, and they're like, I'm not going. Right.
Something is walking too slow. Shoot it.
It's coming right at us.
You look like a pair of doobies stuck together like devil's lettuce.
Not on my land, you golden fucking pair of pants. First off, you look queer to me. Because no straight pants is walking like that. Not in my neighborhood.
Bananas. I love it.
Yes. Yeah, we're
North
only-
Carolina's a crazy place.
and we can talk
Sorry.
about robots and Dolly Parton all night. But
That's good.
but so tell us where, or tell the lovely listeners where they can find you, if they can't already. We'll tag you.
If they actually want to listen to us after this.
I think they'll stop listening to us after this.
No,
No
don't
way.
do that.
That's terrible. Don't do that. If you want to find us, I mean, we've now made ourselves available pretty much anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. We somehow managed to get onto iHeartRadio, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts.
I think it's
iTunes,
Apple now.
Apple now.
whatever. Anywhere you can listen to
Googs.
podcasts, you can find us. It's just that was a real struggle. We're on Patreon. Just search for Nightgeist, NIGHTGEIST, Nightgeist.
Who's reading it?
I don't
I
know.
think like poltergeist, but we're a nightgeist.
Well,
Mhm.
so I was like going to ask where you got your name, but I forgot all about that part.
I don't even how did
My brain.
yeah.
It came from my brain.
And then we looked it up,
Okay.
and then we
Oh.
saw some things that were like, no, we're gonna be bigger than that.
I'm like, when are we going to be talking about this? Probably at night. And I'm like, what's something that goes with that? And I was like, poltergeists are cool.
Oh,
but
the
and I
word
knew what
ghost
poltergeist
is, guys.
meant. So it was like, okay, guys, a ghost, we're night ghosts.
We didn't want to be night ghosts, so
Night guys.
I
Sounds
know.
fancy.
I always think like Nightgeist. Because
Yes.
Dayman and
Yeah. Nightman, always sunny.
yeah.
Oh,
I got
no.
you.
So I always hear like Nightgeist in my head, and then I do that little like the dentist,
The thing.
right?
God, I love them so much. I love that show.
We love Always Sunny.
That's why I was thinking. I can't think of Nightcrawler without thinking of Charlie. Let's play Night.
Oh, I know. Nightcrawlers. Let's play Nightcrawlers on the floor.
We appreciate it. We can't wait to be on your show. And
Oh, we can't wait to
a-
have you.
a good evening since you have so much daytime left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I do.
Like 2 hours.
Ugh. Thanks
All right.
for having us on.
Thank you both so much. This has been
Yes,
really
it's
fun.
Fun and not
Really, really fun.
Yeah.
Not for us. It's like this. Yeah, this show is like took a turn.
Such a fun hangout.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully for a turn for the better, not the
I
worst.
know.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right. Well, thanks, guys.
You'll get
Thank
you'll get
you.
tens of new listeners.
Yes. And the scores of dozens.
Oh.
Ooh.
As will you.
Here for it.
All right. Well, we will talk to you
Okay.
soon.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye,
Thank
thank
you.
The fact that she's not doing it with the small hand is like disappointing.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Wrong finger, but sure. I'll go like that.
Oh. It's back.
Side.
Okay, bye.
Bye.